Hello and welcome to the patch 2.9 of Awesomenauts. This is a in-detail video that will cover most of the important changes and the possible effects of them, and I will list everything else that I will not mention in the description below. You can find all the patch notes, so you can read it for yourself. Other things may pop up, such as hotfixes. There's already one in the game to fix invisibility, and anything like bug fixes and stuff like that will be briefly mentioned. If not, you will see them on screen or in the description in the patch notes. Thank you for watching this and enjoy the changes of patch 2.9 and enjoy NIBBS. Before that, a short mention that the humming droids have been nerfed from 550 health to 400 health. That is also applied to Aurelian's humming droids and Genji's humming droid. You will see that in game, but this has just been briefly announced. You can kill them easier on maps with humming droids, so that's a good thing. Alright, now NIBBS is in the game and you can play her, and I'm pretty sure you already did. But there are a few things that have changed since my previous video that a lot of you have seen. Thank you for that, and I will need to address it.
She smashes, one blink as she flashes. NIBBS is here. Food and candy are her big desire. NIBBS is here.
As you can see, NIBBS has her very cool theme song and a voiceover.
Always hungry, she's fighting for sweets. It's all that she needs to make it ease breeze. Chewing candy.
Alright.
Dropped in like it's hot.
Her quotes are,
Roar.
that's her first taunt,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bang, bang, bang.
that's her second taunt,
No, 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 no. They're touching our stuff.
that's her defend,
Uh-oh. Protect our thingies.
that's her second defend,
Get them. They might have cake.
that's her attack,
Attack.
that's her second attack.
Attack.
Probably the only two lines.
Uh-oh. There's no card for NIBBS.
That's her,
Do NIBBS call for help?
and
Help.
that's her help. As for NIBBS' stats, there have been a few changes. The health has been increased by 100, which is now 1250. Chillax Candle, which was very important, now is has a lower stun duration from 0.7 to 0.5 and costs a bit more. It is 155 solar right now. I think it was 125, which was pretty insanely good. Orb of Omnicron now holds position for 1 more second, and it now shows the stats here too, which is good. It's a good addition to you know, people that want to see all the stats, which I am one of them. Fire breath damage on versus Nauts has been increased. Base damage by 10. So now we have 15 plus 18 versus enemy Awesomenauts. To balance this, they remove the stage of autograph picture of Voran, so you get more damage with a fire breath early on, which is really good. Made her a bit less late gamey. The Dragon Wing prosthetic increases the range by 3, up from 2, which means this. It's insane. Alright. The cooldown reduction has been increased here. It is now minus 2 seconds, up from 1.5. Demonic Animal Necklace cooldown reduction increased, which should be around here. Alright, reduce the cooldown of Orb of Omnicron and Fire Breath when used at 4 stacks of Frenzy by 2 seconds. So you have 2 seconds from here, 2 seconds from here. This is up from 1.5 seconds, and your shield is up to 11% damage reduction, up from 9, and it costs very little. So 11% damage reduction up to 33% damage. That is how NIBBS looks like right now. I have no idea how she plays, and I shall see in the following days. Alright, let's go over the tentative Ayla changes for patch 2.9 of Awesomenauts. Firstly, we're gonna go over the auto attacks. The auto attacks are now a bit better. The chain whack now has 20% lifesteal on base. Alright, let's get ourselves a bit damaged here, and we shall see that lifesteal in action. Also, the chain whack range has been increased from 2.5 to 2.6, which is not much, but it's something. Alright, so that's a lifesteal. It's pretty good, as you can see. I think that's alright. Also, the droids are gonna push by themselves, so don't mind that. And the Hungry Zurian lifesteal is now 20% from 30%. So you can have a base, you can have 40% lifesteal in total. Let's see how that looks like in action. Alright, so I'm gonna get myself hit here. 42. That is actually pretty cool. I guess auto attack Ayla might be a thing. As for Ayla's rage, it has been changed slightly. Actually, it has been overhauled and everybody hates it. But it's to complement her new playstyle. Rage damage has now been increased from 60 to 70 per hit. This is base damage. Rage now deals 10% of total health as damage to Ayla. That is a huge amount, as you could see. It drops quite significantly faster than normal. Again, to compensate for that, you can now auto attack and you have inherent lifesteal. Alright. There are quite a lot of other things. The lifesteal on the rage is now a flat amount, not a percentage amount, so they kind of reversed the things around. Because now your lifesteal deals 15 damage per second. Let me just kite some droids here. So you only heal for 15 per target every second. Which, as you can see right there, is not quite much. Gone are the days of Ayla entering a team fight and staying there forever. That was deemed a passive gameplay style, and now they want it to be more active. To support this, they have changed a few upgrades. Your normal damage upgrade that usually came with some self-inflicted damage, flat self-inflicted damage, and increase in lifesteal now only gives you damage. Angry Drawings now only gives you 22 damage, and you have no more increased self-damage. All of the increased self-damage has been removed from all the items. This also goes for Fiery Jawbreakers, which now only gives you 25% more attack speed. It does not come with the old debuff of 50% more damage. Okay. On the downside, the Ayla super speed that I really loved to use is now gone. So your chase capability is down to your base speed. It now has a damage to self reduction of 1.5% of max HP per second, going to a max of 7 damage per second from 10 damage per second. 7% damage per second from the base 10% damage per second while using rage. Also, the rubber band ball now is a bit different. I will read you the patch notes because it's a bit weird. Rubber band ball's effect has been replaced and will now let Ayla leave a blood trail, which she can pick up after rage has been enabled, healing her for 20 per stage and increasing her movement speed 3 stages for 135. This kind of denotes what they wanted to do with Ayla. So Ayla right now is not for going in the battle and staying in there for as long as possible and not dying. It's now getting in the battle, doing damage, and then rapidly healing because you're gonna die. But a lot of people may think that you get all the downsides at the start and you don't get any more downside for buying items. That is kind of true, but it's not as bad as getting like max downsides of all the items. It's a bit like half or a quarter of their maximum downsides at like final level. So that is Ayla's new rage and Ayla's new items. Let's see this in action because I'm really curious. So that's the blood trail. Stays there for quite a while. As you can see, I cannot pick it up while I'm in rage, but I can pick it up after range is gone. It's pretty good. It's a bit weak early on, but let's see it at max. Again, when you reach max, you will have a lot more health, but still. The 10% health, 10% max health damage to yourself means that regardless of how much health you have, you will be dead in 10 seconds. So it doesn't matter if you buy the power pills anymore. In the past you had 64 damage per second, and buying this would actually extend your reach. That is gone. It's no more. The size is still there, and everything else is still there. That has been Ayla for you. I hope you liked new Ayla, and I'm looking forward to seeing new Ayla in action. Alright, another knot that has been completely overhauled is Gnaw. And the bane of Gnaw was his weedlings. They blocked your path, they lasted quite a lot, and with fertilizer they were very hard to kill. Now things are a lot different, as I will show you in a bit. The patch notes are on screen, and I will just tell you the highlights, which are the most important things from the changes. Your weedlings now live for 30 seconds. As you can see, the bar is over here. The fertilizer does not buff them anymore, it just extends the lifetime by 30 seconds. As you can see there. Can you reapply it and extend it again? We shall see in a second, because apparently it doesn't mention. Nope, it will not refertilize it. Other changes, the feather ball will now heal your weedling. You can also heal the weedling, and by heal I mean this little bar, not the big bar here, by fertilizing it. And if you get the feather ball, you can heal it even more by just spitting on it. Mind you, the feather ball is a spit upgrade. As you can see, it now has a big lifetime, and you have, I just healed it, which is really good. It increases the healing by 10%, which you can barely see right now. I guess when the weedlings get a bit, you know, in the late game, you might be seeing a good effect, but I don't know if the feather ball is worth taking right now. I don't play Gnaw, but I used to hate Gnaw, but I can't say I hate, I like what they did to him. You cannot block projectiles anymore, because the weedlings don't have a block function anymore. Anything can go through them, but you know, the droids will stop and attack them. Alright, another thing you might want to know is that another upgrade for the weedlings has been changed. That upgrade is Bag of Seeds. When fertilized, if you manage to hit the bloody thing, your weedling will do 50% more damage. Only if you fertilize it. God damn it. But you know, you get the idea. Put your weedling in a safe place, let's say here, fertilize it, and you have 1 minute of 50% more damage, and a beefy weedling. You can also re-heal it until it dies in that 1 minute. You cannot extend the lifetime. I have to say that all the time. You're now the corrosive spores deal normal damage, and I think this was damage over time in the past. I don't play Gnaw, so you might know this more than I do. So this will do normal damage. As for weedling base stats, they now live for 30 seconds. Their base health has been increased from 400 to 450. Their attack speed has been increased from 66.7 to 74.1, which, as you can see, is quite big. But again, the lifespan, they have a lifespan now. They won't die just by taking damage. They will die by themselves after a while. You can extend it with a fertilizer to up to 1 minute, but that's all. Okay. Other things to note here is the fact that drip and spit projectiles have been reworked because their collision was a bit wonky. But those are minor things, and they're for the better, the good of the game and for better gameplay. This is Gnaw. He is a bit more active now. I like the fact that you can still use the weedlings to siege them, I mean siege with them, but Gnaw can't hold hold the game or the lane alone anymore. I mean it's gone. The days of that is gone. But this playstyle is pretty cool, and the weedlings having a bit more damage and more attack speed early on kind of compensates for the lack of, you know, for the fact that they die now. It's good, it makes the game more active, and in maps like this, where Gnaw would just hide in here, put like 75 of these, and then buff them with fertilizer, it was kind of hard to win your lane. He can still stay in here, but it just runs the risk of you know, getting ganked and dying. But you can still have your weedlings, you just have to tend for them every 1 minute or so, and remember to fertilize them and take care of your nice little weedlings. Is there a weedling limit? That is not mentioned. I need to see that. So if I put another one here, yes, there is a weedling limit. The limit is 4. Can you have more weedlings? No. So that is how Gnaw works right now. Alright, Leon has seen a quite interesting change of pace. His tongue damage has been nerfed a bit by 10%. This includes the Morning Star and the Spark Tongue. And his clone playstyle has been buffed a bit, because now when you spawn a clone, it will automatically attack. Let's go and try to see that in action. Drop in on this here bot. As you can see, the clone now automatically attacks without buying any upgrades, which is a huge buff to his clone playstyle, because you don't have to buy the upgrade. And now the upgrade has been changed to the French Baguette, which increases the movement in stealth while the wounded enemy knot is below 50% health and it's near you. Let's get to that wounded enemy knot that just teleported away. Never mind, apparently it's a very bad idea to give the knots max everything, because they will murder you. Alright, disregard what's going on the map. Anyway, so this will cause you to move faster and chase people that are low on health, which is kinda cool. Now the Clover of Honor also affects turrets. If you don't know what the Clover of Honor does, it's basically a critical hit every 2 hits. Your lifesteal is now a flat amount of 25. Not 25%, 25, and your clones will have a flat amount of 12.5. Alright, so this 1, 2, 1, 2 also applies to the dummies, and also applies to the turret now. As you can see, you can clover the turret. That is quite a ton of damage. So Leon is gonna push like a madman. Also, let us add some lifesteal to this, and you shall see the effects of these changes. So the lifesteal is pretty good, but it will not scale with your damage anymore, but it's decent. Alright, now a pretty touchy subject, Slowco. The Slowco strategy has been nerfed a bit, because, to be frank, it was kinda good. A lot of people liked it, I personally played it. And what Slowco stands for is basically using Coco's Blaze to slow people and keep them in one place. They virtually can't get away at max level. So yeah, Coco's health has been lowered from 1,300 to 1,250, which is not that much, but it's something. Blaze slow power, base slow power has been reduced from 20% to 10%, so half blaze slow power, as I will attempt to demonstrate here. But again, the numbers are kind of low at start, so you might not see much of a difference. But yeah, it's not much of a slow, to be honest, anymore at base level. Also, the upgrades have been kind of tweaked for this. So the deal with Slowco now is that earlier she slows less. Yeah, but to be honest, early Slowco wasn't really that impactful, so I guess it doesn't affect Coco that much. I have to play her to see how much it does affect it, but I don't think it affects it that much. As for upgrades, they have been tweaked, so if you upgrade them, the disruptor is now 8.7% slow, and this gives you 25% slow. Stack this up. Actually, this will give you 25.1. So buying the disruptor is marginally better, but not by much. But it will also cost you a bit more when you stack them. The main thing is here, according to Ronimo, this is virtually the same thing at max level, and this should be also virtually the same thing at max level. So 25 plus 25 plus your base 10 will give you a maximum of 60% slow, which looks like this. Also, an honorable mention here, they have fixed a few things regarding the invisibility that made a lot of the characters not appear. So that is a hotfix that has been deployed, and maybe even more hotfixes will appear after this video. That's local for now. Nothing else affected. Everything is still good. The slow is still good late game. It's a bit meh early game. But you also, I mean, who actually thought that the slow early game is actually something you should count on? Slowco is good late game, and that's what she's still good at. I think she will just be a bit less useful early game. That's Slowco. I'm still gonna play her like that, and I'm still gonna have fun doing it. I hope you will do too. Alright, Sentry's black hole has been slightly changed in the sense that his damage will now decay after 10 seconds, but his flat base damage and flat damage is not affected. As you can see here, I'm going to use a black hole, and as you can see, I'm going to wait a bit, and this is not decaying. So you will still have a minimum. Speaking of minimum, his minimum and maximum damage has been increased by 50, and his health has been increased by 50. From 1500 to 1550. The black hole's sun gravitational pull has been actually has been increased by 10% base wise. So it is now at, it doesn't quite say. But that 10% increase for the base stats has been deducted from the bug detector upgrade. So it still is a total of 35% when you buy the upgrade. And as a short demo here, you will see that it's now gonna decay over 10 seconds. Let's see this. And it started to decay. So yeah, it still is quite a long time, so you shouldn't be affected. Usually a lot of sentries blow their load by then. So that's sentry for you. So Frog has been changed a bit. His tornado now deals a bit more damage, from 75 to 83 now, and it deals half damage per tick, but has twice it attacks twice as fast. So it has more ticks. Basically it's the same damage, you just have to constantly be sure you're actually hitting stuff, because more ticks means you have to be a bit more accurate. And other things, your hammer pants will now apply the effects of ice cubes, which is basically the slowing power for your dash. So your dash usually applies slow. Now your hammer pants will also apply slow in an area. Hammer pants have like a splash damage effect, as you can see there. So everybody is slowed. Also, hammer pants will now trigger Mutant Worms Limited Ninja Edition for an extra 120 damage on your next shot. So a few fixes, a few buffs, and that is Froggy. Alright, Swearings has received a few minor things. The hook will now have a short animation when it's hooked. I guess when you auto attack is basically when I try to hook the other guy, it doesn't do anything. I mean, look, you might have better eyes than me. Let's see. Do you see any difference when I do that? Because I don't see anything. Alright, his anchor when dead takes longer to respawn. It's now 15 seconds. So that makes it a bit more tactical, so you will have to go for a longer time without your anchor. But that will also make it so you can use this more, even though you can now recall your anchor. So there is no need to lose your anchor to keep your auto attack the way it is. Alright, anything else? You know, the anchor functionality, using the hook is now more reliable, and a few exploits have been solved. That's all for this guy. So Penny has took a hit to her sustain. The herring snack badge, which is around here somewhere, has now a bit more pricey. It's 175 and it will only heal for 40 damage per hit, per charge, sorry. And other things, her amplified damage is now a flat amount of 10% and will not scale with the charges, and her chicken lunchbox, which also has amplified damage, is a flat amount of 5% and will not scale with your charges. And the Deflin's damage is now 125 down for 150, which is a little hit to her burst potential, her survivability, and the amplified damage is now just more reliable and more predictable, so people can counterplay that. That is the new Penny. A minor nerf to Scoop's hammer. His collision size has been his hammer collision size has been reduced by 10%, so it isn't that easy to hit anymore, but it should still be pretty darn easy to hit. It got a bit insane sometimes, so they had to do that. Another honorable mention is that Raylan's time rifts will not stack anymore. So our favorite dude from Awesomenauts, Ted McPain, has a few changes. The grenade Purom stun duration has been doubled, now 0.4 from 0.2. We have the sniper toothbrush movement speed up to 30% from 25, and the wheelbarrow with ammo is now cheaper, 180 here from 210. And the RPG, the double RPG, is more expensive, from 170 to 190 per stage. That is Ted McPain. Minor changes, nothing too impactful, should be pretty fun. So, Durple has received quite a big buff. In prices, you can see the prices on screen. I'm not gonna go through all of them because there's quite a lot of them. So mostly, most of his items have received price buffs, which is pretty good. You can get your stuff easier and cheaper. As for mechanical stuff, the nuke will not home in on targets, as you can see. It just missed Scoop. Snare duration has been increased, and power snare duration has been increased. Also, reduced collision size of the bullets because it wasn't accurate to the graphics. Also, the siege mode Gatling range has been increased by 10%. You don't see that in the patch notes because I incorrectly copied the patch thing, but it doesn't matter now because and knowledge is key to winning battles. Also very cheap items on the apparently. Thank you for watching my video, and if you enjoyed it, be sure to click the like button as it will help videos stay in the sub box, which is quite awesome. And if you want to watch more videos, you can click the left side for the previous video in the series, and if you're in for something different and magical, you can click the right side. If they don't work, I was lazy that day and I am sorry, and I will get back to you sometime in the near future. If you want to make sure you get the videos, you can also follow me on the social links on screen and in the description. I would like to thank everybody that let us do video game footage on their games and monetize them on YouTube so we could keep this going. The more you watch, the more I can make, and I shall see you guys later, either here or on Twitch TV/Dennis67, where you are always welcome to drop by and have a laugh.